Hello everyone, in front of the Father here, and we're doing a Dual Toxocyst Riven roll video. In this video, I'm going to be showing the Incarnon Evolutions for the Dual Toxocyst, talking about the unique trait the weapon has, and then explaining what rolls I do and do not want on the Riven, and explaining how to add Riven to a weapon. I will make a general video at some point explaining weapons and Rivens in the future and how to incorporate them, but I'm going to do it on each one of these videos, even if you do not watch that video, which I will link at the end of this video once I eventually make it. That being said, let us get into the Incarnon Evolutions. So Evolution 1 is, of course, the Incarnon mode itself, which is an alt-fire once you get enough headshots. It adds no stat changes or anything, other than, of course, what the Incarnon mode itself has. Evolution 2 is Carnage Rain, increased damage by plus 60, plus 33% direct damage per stats type, affecting the target. Now I have been debating going to Fevered Frenzy instead. Increased damage by plus 50, on ability cast, plus 5% multi-shot, stacks up to 20 times. Now things like this are permanent. The only way you'll lose these stacks is if you die in mission and then you have to rebuild them. Otherwise, there's no cooldown, there's no timer when they stop working, they just stay on the gun permanently, which is really nice. Now, even though it is 10 damage loss, it is still 100% multi-shot. I may switch to it, but I did test it out and I did not see a huge difference, so I just went with this one, but I may switch it at some point. For Evolution 3, I went with Marksman Hand, minus 50% weapon recoil. The weapon has a lot of kick, so it's very useful. The other two are Ready Retaliation on reload from empty plus 100% reload speed, and Evolved Autoloader plus 50% magazine reloaded per second when holstered. The weapon does have a 2.3 reload, but I do not feel it's that painful in mission, so I think that the negating the kickback of the weapon when shooting, considering it does have a lot of kick, was more beneficial. Evolution 4, I went Commodore's Fortune, increased critical chance by plus 20%. Neurotoxin on headshot plus 70% toxin for 30 seconds is completely useless considering the unique trait of the Dual Toxocyst, which I will explain after this. And then Ripper Rounds on kill plus 3 punch through for 7 seconds. I tested this in Simulacrum and I did not see a huge difference in damage, so I stayed with Commodore's Fortune because this does let me get near 100% crit chance with critical delay. With critical delay, I get 75% crit chance. With that being said, we're going to talk about the unique trait of Dual Toxocyst. This is something the weapon has even if you are not using the Incarnon mode. So the unique trait is headshots grant plus 150% fire rate, plus 100% ammo efficiency, and plus 100% toxin damage for 3 seconds. It is a really good unique trait, and it makes the gun fire extremely fast and really shred their enemies. Great unique trait to have. Now onto the Riven. So the current Riven I have is Dual Toxocyst Vexicon. The stats are times 1.69 damage to Grenier, plus 155.6% electricity, and minus 59.8% projectile speed. So I have two types of stats I want: preferred and acceptable. Preferred are the things I'm aiming for. These are the things that will make this Riven amazing. Acceptable are decent stats. They'll help the weapon, but not really things I need. For the preferred category, I have multi-shot. Multi-shot is something you want on every Riven because multi-shot is amazing. Crit damage because this is a very much crit-based weapon. Then crit chance because if I get at least 25% crit chance on this Riven, the weapon will go to 100% crit chance, so every shot will be a yellow crit. And then even potentially orange crits if I get over 100% crit chance. Then damage. Just having increased damage on a Riven is amazing. Now for acceptable stats, status duration, status chance, cold, toxin, and heat. Now the reason those things are acceptable, not preferred, is because the weapon already has in my build 111% status chance. So I'd much rather get something that could, say, replace Prime Target Cracker while give me an added stat, or could replace Lethal Torrent. Say something that gives me fire rate and multi-shot without, with maybe a negative that would help. Now, something on Rivens is you always want to aim for a negative that can actually take away a stat you do not need on the weapon. So typically, minus zoom, minus impact, or minus puncture are what you want on weapons. Sometimes negative puncture can hurt the weapon if it is a puncture main weapon or an impact main weapon, or if that's the only stat they have. Those negatives can hurt the weapon, but in this case, the weapon is a slash and impact, with puncture being the top stat. So if I lose the puncture, it's not going to really hurt me because I'm focusing on, viral and heat. So losing that puncture will not hurt at all. But that is how I want to go for the Riven. So that's some things to keep in mind. You always want your Riven to improve on a stat that you already have in the weapon. You do not want to just be something to put on because it is bright and shiny. So that being said, let us go roll this Riven and see what we can get. So let us see what we get. I'll probably aim for 100 rolls, and at that point I'm just going to say done. Alright, so stats duration, not really. It is one of the acceptable stats, but not something I need, but I'll still take it anyway. The electricity on the old one does hurt the weapon. Oh, that is actually kind of nice. That is actually, yeah. So this, hold on. Let us go look at this. Now this does have so Prime Target Cracker is plus 110% crit damage. That's 143%. So as you can see, if I can actually, I have to form on my gun again for this. Do one that I do, yeah. Hold on. Alright, so if we remove this, put that here, put this here, and then put you there. This is the current build. If we put the Riven on, I gain added fire rate and a little more crit damage, which is really nice. So let us go test out this, the base version, and then test out the Riven. So if we, let me get rid of my cat. I do not want him doing something. So we're just going to put on as many heavy gunners as we can. Invincibility. We're not going to activate Roar. I have Energy Siphon. I did not want to have, whatchamacalled, Corrosive Rejection and have the armor be lessened. Okay. For now, we'll do this. And notice how it already chains a little. It is crazy how strong this weapon is. Did that? Okay, that was all 20. So now let us try the Riven build. Let us see if we notice a little difference. Because it is a little bit higher crit multiplier and a little higher fire rate. Oh my gosh. Alright, I need to be a little more careful on holding the trigger down, because I do go through the ammo really quickly with this mode. Oh, so is that the 40? Yeah, that's the 40. So yeah, definitely a little bit of an improvement. Oh, you got... No, they're corrupted, never mind. I was going to say, the Riven does give added damage to Grineer, but they're a corrupted faction, not Grineer, so that does not work here. Alright, let's go back, see if we can get something better, or if this will be what we're stuck with. When I say stuck with, I do want to clarify, I do not think the Riven is bad, just no, definitely not. Stuck with in the fact that we do not get something better. Because whereas this is nice, I'm not a huge fan of faction-based mods, because I feel they kind of hurt. So I did say negative zoom is nice, plus zoom is terrible. That crit chance would be insane, but no. Whereas yes, that would definitely put me in orange crit territory. I do not see that being beneficial compared to crit damage and the fire rate. Heat and crit damage is nice. I think I'm going to stay with this. I think that's overall more damage. I do think this might be a tough Riven to beat. Minus stat. Oh no, negative status chance is definitely going to hurt the Riven. I need to make sure I do not on accident click on the old Riven. Oh, yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with this. This is such a good Riven. Oh my gosh. So status chance, I did say that was a preferred, acceptable, not preferred stat. But I get 2 preferred stats and a negative I wanted. Yeah. Okay, so the crit damage is definitely going to go down, but multi-shot is going to go up. So let's look at the stats now. So you can see here, 4.1. So it's still... Oh no, it's a little lower than this. But look at the status chance. It's 150%. So now the way status works in this game, you have a chance of getting a second status chance when you hit over 100% status chance, as you can see on the screen. So with this, I have a really good shot of getting 2 statuses, even though the crit multiplier is a little bit less. But look at the multi-shot. It is almost half of what it was originally. So let's go to Simulacrum, see how this loads. So now we're going to test out this Riven. I really think this will be fun. Oh my gosh, yeah. So let's see, the fire rate definitely less. Yeah, this weapon is great when enemies clump. So I might be better just having the enemies pause, so I do not have to deal with the RNG of them moving. But this definitely is, I feel, the better one out of the 4. So you can actually see the passive of the weapon. Hold on. So if you look right here, notice how the gun's just a straight nozzle. Notice how now it is open. That's when the passive is open. So yeah, definitely the best out of the 3 so far. Let us see if we can get a better one. I doubt. Let us see what we get. Yes, I want to use Kuva. Yeah, no, definitely not. Our rate chance decent, but this is the top tier. No. The mod, I'm not really a fan of the mod, the stats that just give you damage to one enemy. side because I feel those faction damages make the weapon very limited for the Riven itself, because you can only use it, well, you can use it in any faction, but you're not going to have the same damage output. So I feel in a sense it kind of hurts the weapon. Oh, nice damage, but the rest is not preferred at all compared to this, which is very preferred. Yeah, I do not think I'm gonna find a better Riven. I'm gonna keep rolling, and I'll be back soon, maybe. Oh, okay, so this is one of those Rivens that is absolutely terrible. First off, electricity, if you're building corrosive, is good, but I'm not a fan of corrosive. I prefer viral. Weapon recoil is not bad. That definitely is going to keep the gun from kicking. The damage is very nice, but the negative multi-shot will be shooting no bullets, which I would take, but this Riven is too good to pass up for the memes. Ooh. Hey, this is one where if this previous mod did not have multi-shot, I would take this, because the crit chance and the crit damage is amazing. Even now, no, the reload speed would hurt too much, I think. I'm pretty sure some people are going to yell at me in the comments because I am going to show this, but I think I'd much rather keep this. Status, chance, multi-shot, yeah. Probably a dumb mode, but I like removing puncture completely from the weapon as well, because that means my IPS is going to focus more into viral and heat, and I'm not going to have the puncture. Alright, roll 50. Let us see if we get something good. Do we? Not at all. That is terrible. Alright, so after 50 rolls, I think I'm going to stay with this Riven. I think it is going to be very hard for me to find something that matches the caliber of this Riven. This is maybe not the end-all be-all, because instead of status chance, I would much prefer crit chance. But to get multi-shot, crit damage, status chance, and then a good negative like this is amazing, because, again, this weapon is mainly puncture. I'm removing that IPS entirely, meaning it will now go viral, heat, and then into either impact or slash. Whereas impact is not great, it is great to remove one IPS, so slash is more likely to happen. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Tell me what you all think of the video. Did you like these videos? Do you enjoy it? What do you think of the Riven? Would you have gone with that one roll that had crit chance, crit damage, and then I think the negative was reload speed? Would you have gone with that, or do you think I made the right call? Whereas I would have loved to get the crit chance to... Of that Riven, I think it was 220? Yeah, it would have put me a little over... Oh no. I don't even know if the 220... You know, now that I think about it, I do not even know if that 220% would put me 100. It might put me a little over, maybe. But I really like this Riven instead. See, this is the thing about a Riven, and last thing I'm going to say about this, and then I'm going to log off of the video. This is the thing about a Riven. Whereas, yes, the crit damage is a little less. It's 0.1 times less. I am gaining so much. I'm gaining multi-shot. I'm gaining status. My total damage is more with this Riven, even though I am losing puncture. And this is a really good negative. Puncture is in this roll, so that means when IPS procs, it is going to focus heat, viral, and then probably puncture. Slash and impact will be less, but they will happen occasionally. With this roll, I've increased my damage because of how much multi-shot I have. I'm keeping pretty much the same crit damage, barely minimal, barely less, and increased my status chance a ton, so I'm more than likely to get 2 status procs on a shot, and I'm now going to be able to focus more into slash, impact unfortunately as well, but I'm going to have more slash proc because there's no puncture to worry about. It's only viral heat, slash, and impact with more total damage. I think that is a win for the Riven. What do you all think? Do you agree? Do you think you would have stayed with the crit damage and crit chance? Do you think I'm an idiot? I'd love to know what you all think. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to tell me down below in the comments. Do you like these videos? Did I not explain enough about Rivens? Is there, if there's a way I can improve these videos for you who watch them? I'd love to know. Also, last thing, sorry. If there is a video you would like to, about a weapon you'd like to see me make a video on like this, whether it's a Riven roll or just a general build guide, feel free to suggest it down below in the comments and I will definitely work on it and make it a goal for you. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all next time. Bye everyone. Take care all. Peace.